Hello and welcome to the SAP Hana Protect and Restore using PowerProtect demo. So here you can see that the agents are already available to be installed from the PPDM UI. So we can download it from here and install it in the SAP client. We have already added data domains as well. So now looking into the client where we have provided the path to the agent, we can go ahead and untar the tar.gz agent file and then run the ppdm hana install shell script. As soon as we register to the PPDM server using either IP address or FQDN, we would be able to see in the application agent section that the client is waiting for approval. Once approved or auto whitelisted, we can go to asset sources and check if that particular client has been discovered. We can also do manual discovery as well. We'll wait for the status to be okay, and then we can check in the assets section under SAP HANA databases that we see 3 databases instances here. So we see 2 instances from FRZ and 1 from GSD. So we support both types, SDC and MDC types of SAP HANA databases. The next point would be to go ahead and link your database instance to the back-end system so that your backup copies can directly go to the data domain using back-end library, which internally has a ddboost libraries. Now in your HANA Studio, you would also have to change the parameters of catalog to true, and the same for your backup as well. So this would pertain to your log backup. Once these are turned to true, you can check that once it's linked, the backend system is linked to the database instance. Once you refresh, you would be able to see the backend agent linked file. Also, you can set your destination type to backend so that your copies will go to your data domain, and also set your backup interval for your logs as well. So now we'll go ahead and create a protection policy to protect the SAP HANA database asset. So here we can provide the credentials. So either your system credentials if you're protecting systemdb, or you can give your tenant database credentials. In this case, we are using the system credentials. You can also protect your SAP HANA databases using the self-service protection policy as well, where the DBA will go ahead and trigger the backup policy. So now we'll go ahead and select the SAP HANA database asset and then set the backup schedule. We'll set to create the full backup every day and set the incrementals and the differentials. You can also set your troubleshooting as well as part of advanced. Now we'll go ahead and set up a replication stage for the backup schedule that we just created. And also we'll do cloud tiering. So we have already added the ECS unit as a cloud target. And please be advised that you need to have your retention set to 14 days at least to make sure that your cloud tiering is up. So now the configuration job starts where the logbox is created. That means the URL files in the SAP HANA client will be created. So we'll wait for the config jobs to complete successfully. So now we'll go ahead and check the util files that have been created by PowerProtect in your SAP client after the config phase is complete. So now you can see that there are two files. One is your data util for your GSD instance, and the other one is your data replica util for your GSD instance. So inside these two files you would see all the necessary parameters that will be needed for a backup and restore. Alright, so now we see that the backup job has completed successfully. So now if we go back to assets, we should be able to see that there is an available backup copy. So this is my primary data domain where I see the first full backup readily available. So now we'll look forward for the completion of the incremental, differential, and our log backups to complete. So here we can change our backup interval time as well from our HANA Studio. And once all of these backups are completed successfully, now if we go back to our asset section in the view copies, we should be able to see that the incrementals, the full, the differentials, and inside full we can see the log backups available as well. So now we'll wait for the replication job to kick in. As you can see that the replication job is running and has completed now. So if we go back to asset section in the SAP HANA databases, so for the protected asset we would see a second data domain, which is our replica copy. So all of our full backups, log backups, incremental and differential backup copies are replicated to the secondary data domain as well. So now we can also go ahead and tier our full backup copies to the cloud, which is our ECS unit. So once tiering has been started from PowerProtect, we can go back and log into our data domain. And here are the storage units or the M3s that have been created. So this is the particular M3 for our protection policy. So if we get inside that particular M3, we would be able to see that all of the files are in active state. So now we'll go ahead and start data movement and watch the progress. So once the data movement is complete, now we can check back on the status of the files inside the M3. We should be able to see that a few full backup files have been targeted for ECS_unit. That means those files are there in the cloud already. So now if we go back and check for the full backup that we just triggered to tier, you should be able to see that the location is set to cloud. Now we'll go ahead and try to restore using the self-service way using the SAP Hana Studio. So SAP Hana Studio will go ahead and make the database instance go offline and prepare the restore wizard. So we'll go ahead and recover to a specific storage snapshot. And we'll check for the available backup copies. So in this case we have an available backup copy, so we'll check for its availability. So once we see the green symbol, we'll go ahead and initiate the restore or the recover process. So as you can see that the recovery process has started for the name server, the index server, and the access engine. And the restart has completed as well, and so is the recovery. So once the recovery is complete, you can see that the instance is back online. And we can go ahead and check in the landscape that all the landscapes are up and running. So the restore is successful. Thanks for watching.